me just take our viewers through one such aspect of the Iranian military that still remains to be a big concern, and the concern is with regards to whether they will be using it at all. The concern is growing over Iran's dirty bomb. Iran is believed to have around 440 kgs of highly enriched uranium, and this is enriched to around 60%. Now, they need to get to around just 90%. That's just a mere 30 more % left to produce a nuclear weapon. So now let's tell you what is a dirty bomb exactly. A dirty bomb is also known as a radiological dispersal device. It's a weapon that combines conventional explosives like dynamite with radioactive material. This dirty bomb could be launched on a drone or a ballistic missile. When it hits the very target, the explosive produces a powerful blast, scattering the radioactive material. Such a device prioritizes disruption, fear, and more importantly, economic chaos over mass destruction. Now, before we proceed with Pranay discussing over what the possibility actually is for Iran to be producing this very weapon and then using it, here's an explainer from my colleague Sandeep Unnithan on the dirty bomb plot. Before we go to that, Pranay is with us. Let me just take a question with him first, and then we will be proceeding with that very explainer that we have for you on what exactly can a dirty bomb achieve here. Pranay, the question remains with regards to whether Iran at this point of time, given that it's been hit so extensively from the Israeli side and the United States side, and they have claimed to have done some very serious damage on Iran, what's the capability that they hold of producing this very dirty bomb and then proceeding to use it?
Shreya, as far as Iran's nuclear enrichment program is concerned, there is no denial about it. And in fact, I would like to refer to the recent statement, in fact, a few hours ago, the IAEA chief, Rafael Grossi, put out a social media post in wherein he said that, we do not have like IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, which is the monitoring authority or the agency designated by United Nations to monitor on the nuclear programs of every country for that matter, including Iran. And in that, the Director General of IAEA, Rafael Grossi, said that we do not have any proof that Iran possesses a nuclear weapon, but Iran has a highly enriched uranium and a stockpile of that, and Iran denied access to IAEA inspectors to that, and that raises suspicion. So we really do not know. Iran always denied that they do not possess a nuclear weapon, and also they said that Iran does not have any intention to develop a nuclear weapon, but they hold their right to enrich uranium for the civilian nuclear purposes. To which United States and various other experts, call out, and they say that you do not need this kind of enrichment beyond 60% or even up to 60% to produce energy or for the civilian purposes. So definitely there is more to it. We do not know that what exactly could be threshold of Iran to use a dirty bomb, whether they have that thing, whether they could assemble, but certainly they have the ballistic missile capability, and at a time.
Very true. Pranay, when we talk about the nuclear capabilities and the fact that Iran had earlier said that, they were using the uranium for other energy purposes, I think that point of time has passed, given the betrayal and the entire breach of trust while the Geneva talks were continuing. There is a lot that's happened ever since they made that statement ahead of the Geneva talks. So yes, Pranay, do stay with us. Before that, viewers, as we were speaking of the dirty bomb, here's an explainer from my colleague Sandeep Unnithan on what exactly is the dirty bomb plot. What is it capable of? Take a look.
Can Iran make a nuclear weapon? Well, currently it cannot, because it has about 400 kilos of highly enriched uranium, enriched to about 60%. It needs to get to 90% enrichment if it can make a nuclear weapon, that is a fission bomb. But could Iran make a dirty bomb? What is a dirty bomb, and could Iran make one such weapon? Well, theoretically they can. Now, let's understand what a dirty bomb is. Well, a dirty bomb is a weapon which uses uranium, but it doesn't use it to trigger off a nuclear explosion. There is no nuclear blast, there's no release of energy as you have in a nuclear explosion. So a dirty bomb is primarily a weapon that is built around uranium, uranium particles, radioactive particles that could be wrapped around explosives. This could be triggered off, and when this explodes, it creates a cloud of radioactive material. Now, this cloud of radioactive material, it's more of a scare weapon. It's a terror weapon rather than any massive damage. There is, of course, an explosion. There is a blast, but these clouds that are formed are more about scaring people to vacate areas. It's like an area denial weapon, for instance. If it is detonated in, for instance, in a city, it would force an evacuation of a city. It would lead to panic. Of course, the inhalation of radioactive particles that could kill people as well. But this is primarily a scare weapon. This has never been used, either by any terrorists or by any other nation, but it is a theoretical weapon. It can be fashioned, given the kind of technology that Iran has. Iran, the technological barriers for this are very low. Iran could quite easily manufacture a weapon of this sort, given its expertise in building explosives and in fashioning weapons of this nature, and given the fact that it has something like 440 kgs of highly enriched uranium. The stockpile that the United States and Israel want Iran to surrender could be used to manufacture a few of these dirty bombs. But could Iran actually deploy this? I mean, what is the probability of Iran deploying a weapon of this nature? That's, of course, extremely thin. The chances of Iran using a weapon like this is extremely remote, given the kind of repercussions it could have, the retaliation that it could invite from the United States and Israel. Even if it were to use this as a last-ditch attempt to save themselves, save the regime by attacking Western targets or attacking targets inside Israel, because the retaliation from the United States and Israel would be terrible. It would, lead to possible nuclear escalation. Even something as basic, as rudimentary as a dirty bomb could trigger off nuclear response from the United States and from Israel. So therefore, while the possibility of Iran building a dirty bomb is there, the probability of its use seems extremely remote.